You may have seen me do some house readings on TikTok, which is one of two things. Either I scroll Zillow and look at houses that I find a little bit creepy and like to tune into them as a psychic medium to see if anything can come through to me clairvoyantly or clairaudiently, or people send through photos of their own homes that they've lived in that they suspect are haunted. Today we're going to be looking at this house in Utah that I found in Zillow. I don't know if it's just the snow that caught my attention and made it a little creepy, but I'm going to give you a tour of the house and then I'm going to tune in to see what information can come through. Thank you for being here. This is a little bit of a different setup to how I do things on TikTok, so just bear with me. There might be a few teething issues the first time I do this, okay? So let's go through and look at the photos, shall we? Oh, here we are for $1.5 million in Utah. 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4,036 square feet. The first photo, oh, they're so much creepier than when I just look on my phone. The first photo, I'm really drawn to the windows. I love the brickwork. This is just such a beautiful house. They've done a really good job of maintaining that pathway. I know how hard it is to dig through a snowy pathway in wintertime. All right, I'm just bringing you through to the lounge area. You can see that they've got a lot of the original furnishings, or if they're not original, I mean, they've done a really beautiful job to try and act like they are original. And here we have the fireplace. This image makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. The first time I looked at these photos, I really got the heebie-jeebies, but at the moment I'm not heebieing too much or not getting too many jeebies, so we'll just see how we go. This photo here, I think it's just because there's a lot of empty space in that area where there's the rug. That makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially the crisscrossings on the windows. That just is a little iffy to me. Now, I have a little bit of a hang up with the room with the piano in it, only because that piano looks like the piano I learnt to play on growing up. And whenever I played on this piano, I felt like the spirit of my grandmother was behind me because it was her piano. So I think it was a little bit of paranoia and a little bit of realism because she did used to visit me a lot. But that's the only thing that makes me feel uncomfortable about this room. Now we have the dining room. I think because I can see more of the ceiling, it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. That big mirror. This staircase is the first photo where I thought I have to tune into this house. I feel like it might just be because a lot of energy goes up and down stairs, you know, so a lot of energy goes through a house on a stairwell, but I also feel like there's a lot of traumatic things that happen on stairs. Here we go. I love that painting above the archway. I am feeling a little bit uncomfortable seeing 2 archways in a row. And here we have the kitchen, very dark wood. It reminds me of My Girl, and we all know that My Girl was about a family who ran a funeral home, so that's all I'll say about that. But it is beautiful, it is stunning. Okay, interesting. Here we go. I'm cooking now. Okay, so I'm just looking at the photo of the front door from the other side, as in looking from the front door internally. And I'm getting an interesting feeling from not just the stairwell, but the cupboard to the left and the front door itself. But what's to the right of the front door? A big amethyst, a big fat amethyst crystal. And we get amethyst for protection. So what do they need protecting from? Okay, let's move on. This bathroom, I love the little window. I love this bathroom. It would creep me out at night. But right now, looking at it through a screen, I do love it. Now here we have the first bedroom. It is blue, and I love the photo of the horse on the wall. I love this entire house. I love the way that its interior design is worked through the house. I think I'd live here. famous last words. But this pink room that I'm seeing is the one that really drew my attention. And even just looking at it right now, it really feels like the pink's trying to cover something up. We'll see. It's just another angle. And if we can see to the left of this photo, there's a mirror that reflects back into the doorway. Maybe that's just not very good feng shui. Maybe that's why I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable. I'm also noticing that there's windows at the end of the bed, and typically, or just in my experience, if there's a window behind your head or a window at the end of your bed or a mirror, that can cause really bad dreams or just, again, energy coming in. The master bedroom seems fine to me. The only thing I'm worried about is the hallway going into it. But just looking at this bedroom, looks really comfy, that bed. I kind of want to take a nap. What a beautiful bathroom. Oh, Aesop soap. Who are we? I love the older mirrors as well in the bathrooms. I might put that in my own little manifestation list. Okay, and here we have a gym area. Just taking a note of those ceilings again, just a little bit different. Maybe this is under the house. And it looks like we have a guest bedroom. Oh, and another kitchen. Is this just another house entirely? Maybe it's an outhouse or a guest house, because there's another kitchen and another living room. This seems to be a self-contained unit. Okay, now just looking at the outdoor area, looking a little bit spooky, but I'm just telling myself that's because of the cold. Because of the cold, it's because of the snow. Here we have the garage. And a living area above the garage. Goodness, it's just the house that keeps on giving. Oh my goodness, the wooden bookshelf with all those candles on top, I adore. I'm absolutely stealing that idea. This room is my dream, although it looks very creepy, but it is my dream. I think I really want to tune into this space. Okay, and now we have the backyard without any snow, and look at that house. Look at it. It is stunning. I think this might be my dream home. Wow. That front door from the outside, this is gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Okay. I think it's time to tune in. You're welcome to tune in alongside me. If you do, I just ask that you put whatever comes through for you in the comments so that we can all see together. There's nothing right, nothing wrong. We're just all learning, right? Okay, I'm going to start off by asking Archangel Michael for protection. He just told me I need a specific crystal, so I'm going to go and get it. Just feel with me. I need to scoot past. Okay, I'm back with my crystal. I find it very interesting that Archangel Michael asked me to go and get this one because it enhances my clairvoyance. And typically when it comes to doing readings like this on TikTok or on my social media, Archangel Michael always tells me not to have any crystals. It's almost like an extra level of safety or protection that I don't go too deep into these things. So this is new for me. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that myself and anyone else watching this is protected. Are we all protected? Yes. Okay. I've just moved things around a little bit so that I have the photos on my laptop right beneath my phone here. Oh, I feel like I'm very immersed. Okay. All right. I'm just going to open up my aura. Saying no, mind hat today. Okay. I'm open to receiving any information about this house, good or bad, as long as I'm protected. Just as I said that, I see a woman with long dark, streaky grey, straight hair that's sort of kept behind her in a low ponytail, and I see her in the window above the front door, and she's looking out from the window. I would love to know which room that's in. I'm just looking at the house again, and it is giving me the shivers now. I really feel like I'm there. This house is gorgeous. The more I look at it, it's just so beautiful. Okay, where should I look first? I'm just seeing that same woman walking up the staircase, and it's creaking as she walks up the staircase. And she's got a broom, but it's like an old. It looks like an old witch's broom, but she's not using it because she's a witch. She's using it to sweep the stairs as she goes. But she's sort of just standing at the top of the stairs now and looking down them almost to the front door. I just got shivers. Okay, she's looking to the front door and the cupboard there. So I think I'm going to go to that photo where we see the front door and the cupboard to the left. Okay, just as I brought this photo in front of me, I heard 3 loud knocks in my mind's ear. I don't know, I want to say it's coming from the front door, but I feel like it's coming from that cupboard to the left. I just heard, I put my blood and sweat and tears into this house, and what do? They treat me like a pauper. I'm hearing, I had family here too. It was my home too. Interesting. I'm getting 2 lines of thought. One feels like this woman is the maid or the housekeeper, and perhaps she had her own children while living at the house. The second is she almost feels like an aunt, and it's her house, and a niece or nephew moved in with their family, and she's almost been cast to the side and is just looking after the house. She just went and I have a ringing in my right ear. Okay, let's hope that that's a download. I'm hearing very heavy footsteps on the wood again upstairs, and I'm being shown the master bedroom and the hallway to the master bedroom. Okay. From here, I'm seeing a woman. Oh, okay, I just had a phone call come in, and I always find that very interesting because sometimes they're just timed a little bit too conveniently. What I was seeing was a woman with, she looks very similar to the woman that's been showing me around. I'm just asking in my mind's eye if it's the same woman, and she's giving a slow nod. Okay, oh, that gave me shivers. I'm seeing a woman with straight, long blonde hair. Again, her hair is tied behind her in a low ponytail, and there's some sort of altercation or argument that's happening in front of this cupboard or this wardrobe, and I'm seeing the woman to the right, so closer to the windows there, and I'm seeing her go to slap a man, and he grabs her wrist like this and is holding it very, very hard, and then slaps her back. I'm just hearing, I will not be talked to like that in this house. This is my house, you hear me? This is my house. And it's almost like, as he's talking, it's almost like he's spitting at her. Like there's spit that comes onto her face. I'm just hearing, I did not have an easy life. I was seen as maid and mother, nothing else. I'm hearing my children were kept from me. I wasn't godly enough. They grew up to fear me because they feared God, and they feared anyone who wasn't close enough to God would, it's almost like she's saying it would bring them down in the eyes of God, so her children grew up to fear her. And she's saying, I missed it all. I missed all the connection that life is about. I missed it all. She's saying she gave herself over and over to this marriage, to this family. She gave her body, she gave her mind, she gave her soul, and she got nothing in return. She didn't get loved in return. I'm getting another phone call. All I was seeing, sorry, it's just bizarre. All I was seeing then was her sitting in a room on her own. It's the pink room. I knew I was drawn to that room for a reason. I'm just going to find it here in my photos. I'm seeing her sitting next to a window with her hands in her face like this, and she's just crying. I wonder if, because I'm just looking at the windows here with the curtains pulled, and I wonder if those are the windows that I first saw her looking out of. I just got shivers. I don't know how much longer I want to read this house, just because it is quite sad. I'm just seeing her pacing. She's pacing at the end of this bed. From the windows to the hallway, from the windows to the hallway. She's saying that people can hear her pacing now. And it's just her trying to think through her life, trying to figure out what to do with it, what her options were, but she never did anything. She never did anything about it. She just stayed. She stayed silent, and she grew more and more into herself. She grew more and more reclusive. She's just saying sometimes life aren't fairy tales, but that doesn't make sense grammatically, but that's what she's saying. There's a lot of disappointment. She's just saying she lived and she died for no reason. No reason. She's saying she lived in fear her whole life. And she lived in sadness her whole life. She's almost pointing to me and shaming me because I have struggles with my mental health. And it's almost like she's looking at me saying, how dare you struggle with your mental health when this is what my life looked like. She's also just looking at me, pointing her finger at me and saying, go with God. I'm not religious. I am not religious. I'm sorry. I will not be going with God. She's given me a very stern look, and she's just whipping around. I have this weird feeling, just in this second, I have this weird feeling that in that moment, she was trying to help turn me to God just so that it could almost be like a good deed in her eyes and get her higher in the eyes of God. She just gave me another stern look and then just walked away. This has made me really sad. I'm just hearing in my brain, waste of a life, waste of a life, waste of a life. I don't know if that's her talking about her own life, or I don't know if that's her talking about my life, because I don't have a relationship with God at the moment. Maybe that'll change in future, who knows, but for now I don't. She's just showing me a plot in the ground with fresh dirt on it, and there's this big, almost long weeping tree over the plot. She's just saying, that's all we have time for, you must go before my husband gets home. It's weird though, because I have this feeling, I don't know why, I have this feeling that her and her husband aren't together in the afterlife, and I don't know if that's a good thing for her, because it doesn't seem like they had the best relationship, but I also don't want her to be on her own. But it's just interesting that she's still saying, you must leave before my husband gets home. I'm just seeing her in the kitchen cooking something in a pot with a big wooden spoon as well. It's like she's waiting there with her back turned to me. She's just waiting for me to leave. Almost like quite passive aggressive, like just waiting for me to leave. I'll leave. I'm imagining that I'm leaving the house now, and I'm saying, God bless. And she just went, huh. I'm just trying to be respectful. All right. I think we're done with this beautiful home. I would still live here. This is a beautiful, beautiful house. If I were to live in it, I'd like to live in it and just fill it with, I don't know, happy memories and laughter, and I feel almost like the sadness is felt in the walls in this home. And the fear, there's a lot of fear of God here. I'm just seeing her in like a nightie almost now. But I'm going to leave it there. If you like these readings, please stick around. I'm going to be doing more of them. I do a lot of them on my TikTok. I just don't have enough time to actually get into them deeply, because there's 10-minute limits on videos on there. So I'm going to be doing more on YouTube as opposed to TikTok. And I am trying to grow my YouTube. So I just ask, if you'd like to support me, I just ask that you play this video again on mute, or any of my other videos, and just get my watch hours up, because the more watch hours I have, the closer I get to be able to be, the closer I get to being monetized on here. And I don't get monetized for any of my social media, so YouTube would just be nice if that could happen. But no biggie, just if you feel like it. I know my mum puts these up in her lounge on the TV, so if you don't do it, she will. But that would help lots. So thank you for being here. Bye.